You know, a great man once said, I did not come this far only to come this far. So for all of you to be here, it's not just the beginning of your journey by any means, right? From the beginning, you came into this room for the very first time perhaps, and then you learned about the possibilities of what you can become. You learn about what you can potentially do, what your education can probably provide for you and your family in the future. But the moment that you came into this room for your next leg of education, you realized that it wasn't just an internet marketing class. It wasn't just a 2-day program about how you can simply learn about some digital marketing tricks and tips for you to make some side income on the internet. From the very beginning, even before you really got to know many of our mentors, you realize that they are our leaders. You realize that in this community, it's not about internet marketing, it's not about online business, it's about your very first step in actually becoming an entrepreneur. And whether you like it or not, regardless of which model you decide, you want to go with affiliate marketing as your business model, you want to be a coach, you want to be a mentor, you want to do MLM, you want to start your own business, you want to do whatever it is that you ultimately have a goal. In order for you to achieve that, whether you like it or not, you need to actually become a leader. So that's why, as part of our internet marketing journey, as part of our online entrepreneurship venture, it is so important for us to actually understand that without the proper leadership skills, without the proper leadership, authentic leadership mindset and attitude, you are not going to get anywhere that you ultimately want to go. So it's important for us to look at this with an open mind, because the reason why you're here, the reason why you're in this community, the reason why you're in this room right now, you will realize that out of the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds that we have trained inside this community, but there's a very small percentage of people who will ever not only qualify, but have the right mindset, the right attitude to become the leader, to become what they are destined to become. This is why you are here. Now, Zig Ziglar, obviously one of the greatest mentors of our time, he provides us with a lot of wisdom. He provides us with a lot of things that we want to learn in order for us to reach our individual goals in life. Now, one thing that you need to understand about this community on its own, we never have to build this community in the first place. There's nothing that is stopping my internet events from being just like any other guru out there, any other events company, any other trainer that basically only has a team of hired staff. They have preview speakers that they hire. They have sales individuals, salesmen, saleswomen that they hire. They have staff members that they hire. And every single member who comes in as a student, none of them are ever invited into a community where they are invited to grow, to personally and professionally develop themselves into the leaders and successes that they were destined to become. So when we come into this community, obviously it's not just something that we have to do, need to do, it's something that we want to do. Zig Ziglar tells us that we can have everything in life that we want as long as we help enough other people get what they want. In my line of business, I am already in the business of providing value. I'm already in the business of providing education. But when we teach people simple skills like affiliate marketing or search engine optimization or social media marketing, Google Ads, Facebook marketing, or whatever else, it is in our best interest as trainers to provide other people with value. We already have a platform for doing something like that. But what about our students? What about for the people who are sitting right where you are sitting right now, who have that same passion, who have that same desire to also help other people? Now, I know some of you in this room, you're already trainers. You're already delivering value. You're already helping other people. But right here in my internet events, we pride ourselves in also offering that opportunity for anybody who wants to also spread that passion, to spread that wealth of education, to teach other people and to provide value to other individuals who also deserve it. It provides you as a normal individual without the network, without the privilege of having worked in a corporate environment. For me, for example, like Google, to be able to qualify to teach other people, that you skip over the 12 years of online entrepreneurship education that I've had, not just to teach other people, but for myself. As I like to say, every single day I like to continue to learn something new. Regardless of where I've been, regardless of what I've achieved, it is that important for us to ultimately continue to learn every single day. And so for being here today, this is a huge opportunity, I believe, not only for those who sat in your seats to become a student, of internet marketing, but perhaps to know what that next level is with us, to take advantage and grab all the different opportunities that you might have. So for being here, for making your choice of being here, give yourselves a big round of applause. We want to welcome you into your official leadership education.
How many of you are ready to become our next success story? Put down yes inside the comments, ready to become our leaders, excited to reach that next level, prepared for success as our next virtual partners. Type in a big fat yes inside the comments. That if that is you, of course, a huge welcome to all of you officially to Virtual Speakers Insider Secrets. Now, just so that you know, yes, I know we are live streaming this first introduction segment to introduce to you some of our team members, our future success stories. And if you want to join us in this live room for the next 2 days, how many days? 2 days of amazing training, awesome content, and breathtaking opportunity. Now is your time to take massive, massive action. Now, if you are here with us inside of the live room, do me a favor, share with us your name, share with us your city, where you're at, as well as the time of the day of where you are right now, because as a global community, I know that we make sacrifices. Sometimes it's early morning, sometimes it's late at night, sometimes it's even in the middle of the night. But I know that we have a big community of amazing, amazing people. But here's the thing. Unlike many of our live streams or online programs or otherwise courses, this one is designed to be small. You'll see more about why later on, because of course we want to interact with you. We want to get to know you. We want to make sure that we understand your goals. So for Ching Yu, who's joining us in KL, Malaysia, 10:09 a.m. Nick Lacani, sacrificing his sleep in the UK, Manchester, 2 a.m. George in Japan, Tokyo, join us at 11:09 a.m. JJ is also here with us. Karen in Atlanta, 10:09 p.m. It's going to be a late night for you, Karen. Seon, great to see you in Jamaica. Also about 9:10 p.m. Peter is joining us at 3:10 p.m. On Saturday from New Zealand. Vince is joining us in Taiwan at 10 a.m. You see that we are, in fact, a global community. So with that, as virtual speakers, know that once we have a global empire, once we have a global room of people who will be joining us, it is going to be an amazing, amazing moment, because this is your chance to reach out to the masses. How many of you want to change lives? If that's you, type in me inside of the comments. That's why, unlike most of the other courses or other programs, this one is designed to be small. Now, we do, of course, prefer that our more advanced and higher level training, just like this one, be in smaller groups so that we can work more closely with you during and after our programs. That's what distinguishes us from almost anybody else on the internet. All the real gurus, all the fake gurus, some people care about you, some people don't. As many of you should know, we are different because we are a part of your lives. You are a part of our communities. And for anyone who makes the priceless decision, the positive choice to be a part of what we're doing, to be a part of our businesses, communities, projects, you know that we take care of you for as long as we possibly can. We don't give up on you unless you give up on yourself. Now, just like the small groups that we shared with this and with originally, when we announced this at our breakthrough retreat, I believe it was sometime last year, several months ago. So some of you have been patiently waiting months and months and months for this actual event, but congratulations, it is now here. So with that, as a more advanced leadership course, this is not just the training. Mark my words, this is an opportunity. Write that down inside of the comments. Opportunity. Opportunity because we are training leaders. We're training speakers. We're training our partners. And so with that, this means that we're going to expect more interaction during this course. We'll be expecting more exercises, maybe some breakout sessions, Q&A. We'll have some VIP guests coming up that I'll be introducing in just a moment's time. But because this is a much smaller, more interactive class, I am going to personally ask that if you are in this room, if you are lucky enough, fortunate enough to actually be here live in this room with us right now, let's turn on our camera the entire time so that we can see you. We can engage with you a lot more easily. Here's the thing. Not everyone made the commitment to be here, and that's okay. Success, partnership is not for everyone. Not everyone interested. Here's something that you might not even know. Not everyone was even accepted into this program because we do have qualifications. We have pre-qualifications. We need to make sure that we are aligned on the same page. We need to make sure that we are sharing the same vision, the same passion to succeed, to help each other, to change lives. And after being in this community, as well as in the internet marketing business, the industry for so long, I know that only a very small fraction of the people say what they mean and mean what they say. You're here. You made it. Congratulations. Give yourselves a big round of virtual applause. Turn on your webcam to show your smiling faces to the world. Especially, yes, especially because you are our future partners, right? You are. You're not here just so that you can learn something and then forget about it. Learn something and not execute. Learn something and do something else with your life. You are here because you made the commitment to be, right? And you're here because you want success. You want to partner with us alongside with it. If that is true, if that is correct, type in a big fat yes inside of the comments. You see, our plan originally was to work very, very closely with only about 5. How many? 5 of our top potential leaders to become our partners. Now, as you can see in this room, right now we have slightly more than just 5 because after a while, it did become a little bit more difficult for us to say no, for us to turn people away. If you qualify, you qualify, right? If you're our leader, you are our leader. So even though we're slightly above that threshold, it does not mean that we're going to pay any less attention to you. In fact, it's a good thing. It's a good thing because it gives you just a few more people to keep you accountable, for you to do role-playing activities with, for you to practice with, go live with, partner with. this is a good thing. Type in good inside of the comments. But know and believe that you are here for a reason. If you happen to be watching us on the live stream right now, not in the actual room, if you happen to be watching us on the replay perhaps, or on demand, you're watching the recorded snippet in any of our social media platforms perhaps, or even the online course version of this program, should it be made available, let me apologize in advance. Apologize in advance that while you get the benefit, no doubt, make no mistake, you will get the benefit of this training, of the content for absolute sure. We cannot promise, we absolutely cannot promise the same opportunities as those who attend live, as we have projects that we are starting right away, and simply cannot wait. Write this down. Success loves speed. Success loves speed. How many of you have ever been a part of projects or started some yourself or working with different partners where it just seems to drag and drag and drag? Either you wait too long to launch it, or after you launch it, so many things do not come into place that it just doesn't become reality. It just doesn't materialize into the success that you've envisioned. And before you know it, AI has taken over. Before you know it, technology has become outdated and obsolete. Before you know it, there are other people who are already doing it, and you've just been kind of set back. You're too slow. You didn't launch in time. You didn't succeed in time. And as a result, you're certified. Failed. You cannot proceed any further. Again, write this down, just like Karen, Vince, Nick, Narciso. Success loves speed. You got to do it, and you got to do it fast. So that is why the partnerships, the bonuses, these may no longer be available if you choose not to be with us live or somehow missed out. Again, I apologize. I am sorry, but we cannot promise that this will be available ever again. But as they say, everything happens for a reason. So wherever, whenever, sounds like Shakira for a moment there, wherever or whenever you happen to be sometime in the future, and there maybe, just maybe, happens to be a brand new project or something else opens up, just reach out to us to see what else may be available. Because just so that you know, any opportunities or projects that involve, and mind you, 99.9999% of all of our projects do involve online events, live streams, webinars, online programs, things that have to do with virtual speaking and the skills that you will be learning this weekend or over these 2 days. They will need to feature you as a virtual speaker. It goes without saying that this virtual speaking program is a prerequisite. If you want to represent us, if you want to go live, if you want your own show, just like many of our proteges, many of our leaders, many of our existing partners already, they've done what they've needed to do. They've walked the walk. They've talked the talk. They've gone through a lot of the different trainings that we have on the topic of speaking, of training, on how to become a trainer, which means that if you do intend to represent us, you want to represent yourself, you want to partner with us, here's the best part: profit share. How many of you want to profit share with us? If you do, type in profit inside of the comments. This means that you are required, starting right now, as a brand new policy, a brand new SOP, a brand new procedure, you are required to take this program in order for you to qualify to represent both us, yourself, as well as the company, the team, the community as a whole. I cannot tell you. The reason for this is because I cannot tell you how many people actually do this wrong. They completely tarnish their own brands. They completely destroy their own authority. We don't have to do anything. They destroy themselves for us. Because why? Ask me why inside the comments. Why? Question mark. The reason is very simple. They're not real. They say things that they don't mean. They make promises that they can't keep. They pretend to be people whom they are not. As they say, fool me once, shame on you. But fool me twice, shame on me. So as time goes on, people will see through you. Mark my words. Not everyone potentially all at once, but in due time, people will see the real you for who you are, and it's not going to be a long-term success for you. My goal for you, my objective, my hope, sincere hope, especially for those of you in this live room with us right now, and those of you who will potentially be working with us in the future, my goal for you is for you to stay who you are. Don't change. Don't pretend to be somebody that you're not. Maintain your integrity. Write that down. Maintain integrity, remain ethical, and still be able to speak in a way that people will listen. You see, the skills, the style, and the secrets inside this program, they are all designed to protect you. To protect you and all of us, because let's face it, you are representing all of us, correct? So that's all the additional potential for those of you here live now looking for the chance to partner with us on some really cool event projects that, yes, we are going to be launching soon. Just to give you a quick preview, maybe a little bit of a teaser, we are already talking about working with other marketers, not just any Joe Schmo marketer, big name marketers who have been there, done that, know what they're doing, have been around for decades. Real marketers, other entrepreneurs, not the fake gurus, but the real deals. Other speakers as well, get this, celebrities, politicians, corporations, and we also want to expand into different countries, into different time zones, into different languages. Now, just out of curiosity, does that excite you? If you're excited about that, type in excited inside of the comments. So for those of you who have made the commitment to join us live, we want to invite you to take a piece of our pie. Take a piece of our pie. Do you want that? If you do, type in I inside the comments. Peter's excited, expanding into New Zealand, right? June also excited, Vince excited, expanding into Taiwan and Hong Kong, in Cantonese and Mandarin. Nick, of course, the UK market is ginormous. George, the Japanese market, huge. Karen, June, go after that US market, right? Narciso, Philippines, US, whatever your heart desires. There is a huge piece of the pie that is available for each and every single one of you, should you make that positive decision that you want to join us. But again, just for being here, there are definitely tremendous benefits just on the learning side alone. Now, we'll talk about what you will be learning about over the next 2 days in just a moment. But first, we want to get to know you. We want to know who you are, why you're here, what you're looking to achieve. And the way that we're going to do that is with the help of my partners, my co-trainers for this weekend, whom I will introduce to you right now. My first co-trainer for this weekend is somebody who is a celebrity in his own right. You heard me talk about, oh yeah, we'll be talking about working with famous people, influencers, perhaps people who are celebrities. Well, guess what? We got one in-house with us as a part of our team. He is none other, of course, than somebody that we know in our community as the CIO or the CINO, depending on what you want to call it, Chief Innovation Officer. He used to be a radio DJ. And so with that celebrity status, everywhere that we go, we cannot walk a few steps without getting stopped and saying, hey, can I take a picture? Hey, can I get an autograph? Hey, can we hang out? Because he's just that cool. He is infectious. He is contagious. He is so super spontaneous when it comes to his energy that he'll suck you right in no time. And of course, I'm talking about Mr. JJ Fernandez, otherwise known as JJ on Air, otherwise known as DJ JJ. Let's give JJ a huge round of applause.
Thank you very much, Simon.
All right, but before we welcome Mr. JJ, I do also want to introduce my other partner and also another trainer. He is none other than our CMO, Chief Marketing Officer, otherwise known as the voice, otherwise known as the hair, otherwise known as the AI whisperer. For those of you who are a part of our community, you would know that he is expert everything when it comes to artificial intelligence. He is the guy who is on top of all of the contents, all of the tools, all of the different strategies. But today and tomorrow, he's actually going to be sharing with us different strategies that, guess what, AI cannot actually replace, because we're talking about you, the authentic you, not the AI you, not the one that can be automatically generated that will recognize your voice, recognize the way you speak, recognize your face. There is still that element of human interaction, human element that cannot be replaced. And the AI whisper is actually going to talk about how you walk out of that AI cave and use real human strategies to exceed your skills, exceed your expectations, exceed your own standards when it comes to presenting effectively, to the point where you will build an ultra successful multi-million-dollar business. He's going to be talking about how different ways you can connect with us, how you can connect with him, how you can join us over this 2-day event if you want. If you want, I don't know why you wouldn't, but if you want to make sure that not only do you get the content, you also get our bonuses, you also get the training, the interaction, and you get to be a part of all the opportunities that we are going to be doing. So that is, of course, Mr. Ching Yu Tan. Let's give him a huge round of applause. So for the next few minutes, Mr. JJ, as well as Ching Yu, they are going to be sharing with you, they're going to be talking to you about what to expect this weekend. And we're also going to have a fun little exercise. So JJ, Ching Yu, take it away.
Thank you very much, Simon, for the introduction. And majority of my time when I started this career was technically virtual. There's a barrier before you actually can touch me, which was the radio. And so today we're gonna fine tune that. We're gonna give you all the knowledge that we have for you to expand, for you to grow, for you to become bigger than you are. And the true thing is, we truly believe that each and every one of you have the potential inside. It's just the willingness of you willing to take that advice, willing for you to take the knowledge that we're going to provide for you and to execute with it, to use it to the best way you can to exceed expectations and go further than anyone else. So that's our goal for you. I'm just going to keep it short because Of course, I'm gonna let Ching Yu talk first before we move on to our next part of it. So Ching Yu, you go ahead first.
All right, thank you very much, JJ. Yeah, so when I said speaking changed my life, I literally mean speaking changed my life, right? So I was fortunate enough to enter the speaking industry just towards like the end of my uni days, right? Well, actually the middle towards the end of my uni days. I was on the path towards becoming an investment banker, right? And then I remember going to a specific seminar, a talk with an investment banker, and then he was saying that stay in the investment banking industry, 4 years, £1 million salary, right? Virtually guaranteed. I was like, wow, that's great. That's a lot of money, right? But one of the things he said, but you have to be willing to trade 100-hour weeks, right? And then for me, there was just something within my soul that just died inside when I heard that. I was like, oh, really? Do I want to be sitting in front of the computer, in front of Excel sheets, and just looking at numbers day in, day out, right? And I knew that just wasn't my soul's calling, right? So that set me on the path of searching. And through that path of searching, that's how I came across this conference, seminar industry. First I got exposed to Sir Richard Branson in London. And then after that, from that event, I was exposed to Tony Robbins, T. Harv Eker, and many, many more big names in the industry. And one of the most impactful messages that I received that really solidified my path was from T. Harv Eker. He said, "Do you have a message to share?" Right. And it was just the way he said it, and from the pure knowingness and belief that just resonated within me, right? And from that resonance, I trusted that feeling within me. And I believe for every single one of you who are joining us in this program, and if you're hearing this on this live stream, right, if this resonates with you, then I urge you to heed that calling, because you have a message to share and it is valuable. The world needs to hear it, or at the very least, the small community, even if it's just one person, right, to be able to change a single person's life, right, just by sharing your message. How valuable is that, right? I just want you to imagine, take yourself back, during the most challenging times in your life. Don't you wish there was someone there to be able to help guide you, to give you that confidence, to give you that support, right? To show you the way? Well, let me tell you, you are that person, right? Right? How many of you have faced challenges in your life? Type in challenge in the chat if you have faced challenges in your life. Right? I believe every single one of us, we have faced challenges in our life. Right? And my question to you is, how many of you have overcome some of those challenges in your lives? Type in overcome. Okay. This is where your message lies. Or rather, this is where the hint, the inkling of where your message lies. Okay, so trust that instinct, right? So you have invested your time with us here for the next 2 days, and hopefully for those of you listening, right, in on the live stream, you can always reach out to me on Facebook. Search for me. It's Ching Yu Tan, right? Contact me if you want to join us live right now, or if you're watching this on the replay, contact me if you would like to watch the on-demand training, because we would really, really love to be able to share this gift of speaking with you, to be able to unleash your voice, to finally unlock it, right? I remember before I went through on this journey, I always had this like lump in my throat, right? This fear that's holding me back. Whenever I wanted to share my opinion or share my thoughts, but I just couldn't get myself to share it, right? That is where your gift lies, right? Don't allow yourself to stop yourself from sharing your gift. So connect with me on Facebook, right? It's just search for me, Ching Yu Tan, right? I'll just blow it up a bit more over here. For those of you on the live stream, you can connect with me, find me on Facebook. It's Ching Tan, and then drop me a message. My DMs are open, and I would really, really love to have you join us live, if not on the on-demand program as well. Okay, so with that, what we'd like to do, okay, is to share with you our beautiful community. Okay, right now we are live streaming across all of our various platforms, and what a great way to start for our participants over here to introduce themselves, okay, to our community. So let's start off with Seon, right? Share with us a little bit about yourself. Just a quick 1 minute, right? What is it that you would like to learn from this session, and what is it that you would like to share with the world? Seon, on to you.
Well, thank you again, Ching Tan, and the rest of the community. Are you hearing me clearly? Okay, wonderful. So again, my name is Sian Ro. I live in Jamaica, in the Caribbean, which is very tropical, where Usain Bolt came from, and Bob Marley and Marcus Garvey, our national hero. Well, all right. I'm an introvert, you know, and people always tell me that I have the gift of speaking, and I always tell them, well, I can speak once I'm in a conversation with somebody, but like I'm not good at like being the sole speaker over a period of time because I'm a very brief person. I get to the point very quickly, and I pretty much don't know how to expand too much beyond that. So that has been a challenge for me. I'm also a Christian. I People always tell me that they feel like God wants me to preach. And I always try to run from that calling because I just don't feel competent. I've done it before, but I didn't follow up with it because I just felt like it's not something I sure I want to do. Um, but I always feel a little suspicion in me that there's a little fear. Well, there are reasons for it that I've just mentioned. One of them is, but I always feel like when I speak, it resonates with people because I watched when I speak, people are glued. They listen keenly, and I feel a sense of trust, like people trust me when I speak. Um, so I always feel like there may be a chance that this may just be one of my calling, and I'm open to it. I just want to learn more as I'm in this training because I believe there's a possibility that that is something I should be doing, and so I'm pursuing that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Seon. Let's give a round of virtual applause to Seon. And, trust that feeling, right? And thank you for trusting that feeling, right? And, because I trusted my feeling, that gave me the opportunity to travel all around the world, right? With the message I wanted to share. And not only that, to give me the opportunity to connect with every single one of you. And it's such an amazing community that we have over here, right? Never would I have imagined being able to connect, with you, Seon, in Jamaica, Nick in the UK, Peter in New Zealand, George in Japan, Narciso in the US, June in the US Virgin Islands, right? And, of course, Tyra and Karen also from the US, and Vince from Taiwan, and all around the world, right? You have the opportunity as well. Okay, on to the next one. Nick.
Thank you very much, Xingyu. Hi, everybody. My name is Nick Lakhani, and I live in the UK. The best way I can describe myself is the following. So I was born in Africa. I live in the UK, but my heart is definitely in Asia. I'm currently VP of Tech in Groove Asia, and I'm very happy to be part of the Protégé program. And when I let go and went with my gut feeling and I joined the Protégé program, it's been life-changing for me. So just take the plunge, folks, if you've not done it already. And one of the things that I want to do is to, oh yeah, by the way, so I'm a future award-winning speaker, and I want to train people not only online, but also in person at physical events as well, and to speak at physical events as well. And I want to travel the world running my online business and speaking until they carry me feet first. So um, the, just if I can get 2/3 of the way there or 80% of the way there, you know what? I'd be very happy. And that's the reason I'm here today. Back to you, Ching Yutan.
Thank you very much, Nick. Let's give Nick a round of virtual applause. Okay. And Nick, I believe you already are an award-winning speaker in our hearts and minds, right? Just the moment you share your message, right? And then of course, with every single one of us, regardless of what stage we are in our speaking journey, there's always the next step. There's always the next thing to improve upon, right? Because this is a journey of mastery, right? I want you to write this down. This is a journey of mastery. And what you will find is that once you have mastered speaking to a certain level, it becomes so effortless, with your ability to just share your message and to see people not only resonate with you, but to actually take action. They are inspired with the message that you have to share, and they actually change their lives. I believe this is one of the few, right, careers out there, professions out there, which is so fulfilling, right? Imagine just within a short hour or day or two, being able to see someone transform right before your eyes. It's like a light to just lights up within them, right? You have that power because you have chosen to invest, your time and your effort, in mastering your virtual speaking skills together with us. Okay, up next we've got George.
Hello, everyone. My name is George Nagatsuka. I am currently based in Tokyo, Japan. I am a protege and also the chief operating officer. I am originally from the United States, but am a transplant. Transplanted almost 30 years ago to Japan, and I've now lived longer here than in the United States. In any case, what I do is I am a business consultant, and I try to help businesses that want to expand into Asia, specifically into Japan, to enter Japan market, as well as vice versa, help those Japanese businesses that want to expand globally. And so in doing so, one of the things I'm also passionate about is learning and sharing the Japanese culture with others. And I've gone to steps to become a Ikigai coach and create different events around that in terms of retreats. And during my time in the 30 years, I've also spent 17 years in corporate. So I had significant experience in speaking in front of people. But with this program here, the next 2 days, I want to find where I can further improve my ability to engage and, as Ching Yu mentioned, to inspire people with the information that I want to share with them, and not only with them, with the world, and to also to help the initiatives that I want to be successful with here in Japan. And so those are my focus areas at the moment. And I thank you for the opportunity to introduce myself. Back to you, Ching Yu.
Thank you very much, George. Let's give George from Discover Exciting Japan a round of applause. Right. So, whether you are in business or you're not, especially for entrepreneurs, virtual speaking is one of the most powerful tools to be able to attract your new audience, new prospects into your funnel, into your business, to really get to know you. Because as we advance in our virtual world today, people want to connect with people. They don't want to just connect with a brand, right? They want to know who is the face behind the brand, who is the person behind the brand, who is the heart behind the brand, right? And then, who are you serving, right? Which community are you choosing to serve? And George is choosing to serve the Japanese community, right? And sharing the gifts of what Japan has to offer that we may not know about. So we are really, really looking forward, to working closely together with George, in our upcoming breakthrough retreat happening at the end of the year. And if you're watching this replay, if you're interested in joining us live in person, reach out to me. You know how to find me on Facebook. All right. Okay. On next, we have Peter.
Thank you, Ching Yu. I thought you were going to get Karen up, but thanks for the opportunity to speak about my journey. So a little bit about myself in terms of like speaking. It's always been a goal for me for a long, long time, and the reason why is because I want to be able to empower people, especially the ones who are actually looking for a solution to create an income for themselves when their situation may be something not quite the norm for in terms of circumstances. Like, for instance, my circumstances with my son, the reason why I got into online business. But the thing is, I want to help others be able to do the same. People who are out there who actually find it very difficult to work a full-time or part-time job because of family obligations. And so that's been a huge part or drive behind it. The other thing is, it's always been a challenge for me to actually to be a speaker. I do recall when I was just a young boy, I was very, very shy. You could say boo to me, and I would go all, sort of red in the face and be quite embarrassed. I know that sounds unusual, but it was something that I experienced as a child, and so confidence wasn't a big thing for me back in those days. I've had to actually either throw myself in the deep end in a lot of sort of situations to actually get myself out of that. And I do recall back in the 80s, late 80s, I wanted to get into sales, and I wasn't actually in a sales job at the time. I was actually in a manual labor job, and I didn't like it. I didn't want to be in that job I couldn't see myself in that job for the rest of my life. I actually wanted better for myself. And so I decided to face the fear and do it anyway. So one of the first jobs that I got into when I got into sales was actually publishing. And one of my projects was actually selling advertising space for a ambulance journal. It was really difficult. That was very, very hard trying to sell advertising space for an ambulance journal. And I think I recall my first week, I probably made about $75 for my first week. Luckily, they provided free breakfast and coffee and tea. So I didn't have to pay for that. But it was very, very difficult. And then I decided to just branch out a wee bit, and because of my trade, I was able to get a position with an organization and run the office, and part of that was actually doing sales as well, over-the-counter sales. So it was a pivotal moment for me, but I always knew that I wanted to get into more sort of like face-to-face sales, going from like going to clients and that sort of thing. I did get a job as a sales rep, and then after that, I actually got a job as a full commission sales rep. So everything that I earned was basically, everything that I did was basically what I earned. I had no holiday pay, no retainer, no nothing. And so that was a very, very huge challenge. And I did very badly for the first month, but I wanted to get better at it. And I did get better at it. And I was able to earn in excess of probably $1,000 a week, which in the 90s was a lot of money. And then, of course, what happened in the early 2000s was my son near drowned in the bath, and from then on is when I had to give up my jobs and focus on him, and that's what I've been doing since 2001. But come 2006, I wanted to get into something that was going to create some income while I was actually looking after him to be available for him. So that's why I got into online sales, online business. And just in the last probably about 15 months is when I realized with Groove Asia is that what I really wanted to do, and I wanted to do something down the lines of speaking, but I also wanted to marry that up with what was my was a true passion of mine, and that was to empower others to better their circumstances when their backs are up against the wall. And that's why I do what I do.
Thank you very much, Peter. Let's give Peter a round of applause. Right. And you would not have guessed that Peter was that shy boy, who would turn red when he speaks in front of an audience, right? Peter has been, part of our community for the past couple of years, and then, he's been to a couple of our retreats, and we are seeing constant breakthrough after breakthrough after breakthrough, right? And if you ever get the opportunity to meet Peter in person, do grab that opportunity, because the message that he has to share is so powerful, right? The love of a father, unconditional love for his son. And not only that, how is it that you are able to create a life where you can choose a life by design, not by default? And the choice of the vehicle of choice is, of course, e-commerce for Peter, whom he's been in the industry, for over 17 years, and helping people build up their brands on e-commerce, drop shipping, with little to no capital at all, right? You can create your own online business. So, if you ever get the opportunity to learn from Peter, he's an absolute gem. Look out for his programs. All right. Okay, up next we have Narciso.
Hello. Hello, good morning, good evening, and good day to all of you. I was born in the Philippines, and I married somebody from the USA. So I'm here in the USA. I started working in construction until 58 years old. And work as after I had a forced retirement in construction, I work as school bus driver. And actually I retired, but due to my positions, I'm financially challenged as I retired. So I still have to do part-time job to help my family, especially COVID time. Yeah, that really broke me up. So I was able to learn about Groove Asia. So I keep investing in programs that I can learn. So once I have the time, maybe this is the time now that I need to really focus. I like to become, I need to learn how to become a virtual speaker. So that's why I'm here.
Thank you very much, Narciso. Let's give Narciso a round of applause. Right. So, thank you, Narciso, for sharing with us, the journey that you have been on, right? And, COVID has definitely, shaken up our society and our lives. And one thing about Narciso, as being part of our teams and communities, is that he's a man with a big heart. Right, he wants to do a lot of philanthropic work, and he does a lot of philanthropic work, even with the challenging circumstances that he's in. Right, and the beauty is when you really master virtual speaking, when you're able to share your message, you are able to drive the right people into your life, into your community, to be able to support, the philanthropic work that you want to do, right? And then, essentially also you will learn how to build a business out of virtual speaking. And then that's how you'll be able to transform your own personal finances, support your own family, and also be able to do the philanthropic work that you want. So once again, thank you very much, Narciso, for that. Up next, we have Vince. I know, Vince, your camera has been a bit wonky. You've been upside down or whatsoever, but yes, do share with us.
You want to see me upside down? I have no idea why it happened. Because before the meeting, I did test the camera. It shows pretty perfect. And I love my face. But now it's even better, right?
Yep. Go
I'm
ahead,
so
Vince. Yeah.
And I'm a flight attendant, a corporate flight attendant as my job. I'm from Hong Kong originally, and now I'm living in Taiwan. And part of my time I'm living in Portugal. I would like to get the citizenship in Portugal in the future. So why I'm here, I know Simon. I joined his course since 2008 when we both very young, and now we're getting a little bit mature. And then we have a chance to meet up last week, and I know Simon is always getting a lot of good ideas to change the life of the people. And I know there are a lot of secret that we need to expose to the world to help more people. And as you know, I'm from Hong Kong. We are getting a little bit challenged during these few years. And I learned from a lot of friends that they do have a lot of dreams. They know they need to have a happy life, but they still need to stay in Hong Kong. Why? Because they need to work. They said they cannot live without work. Even here in Taiwan, people know there are a lot of chance to get a better life, but they need to work. Some of them even work for 2 or 3 jobs a day, 16 hours a day. So I know people have dreams, but they do struggle. They do have a lot of challenge. I would like to change people's life, or at least I would like to provide an opportunity for people to explore. There are a lot of ways to get a better life. And I know Simon know how to do it. And I would like to do something in Chinese, Mandarin, or Cantonese to let more people know. That's why I'm here today.
Thank you very much, Vince. Let's give Vince a round of applause. Right. And, as you can tell from Vince's sharing, Simon has been in the industry for quite some time, but he's still forever young, right? Forever young in our hearts and minds. But yes, Vince, is great to hear the message that you want to share, to be able to help people transcend beyond that level of just constantly grinding, constantly just at survival mode, right? How is it that, we can all achieve freedom together? And sometimes all it takes is by us sharing our message. Sometimes all it takes is just by sharing our belief, instilling that belief into others, right? Just like how I say, I believe in every single one of you. I truly, genuinely believe. And it comes from the heart. And I feel that heart coming from you, Vince. And, I'm sure we'll be doing a lot of great things together, especially when it comes to expanding more to the Chinese and the Cantonese market. So we are definitely looking forward to that. Thank you, Vince. Okay. Up next, we have June.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Good morning, good night, good day, wherever you are. I'm June Senna, and I was born in Trinidad, but I now call the Virgin Islands home. I believe that my path to this community was set at a very, very early age, and I'll tell you why. I grew up in a very large family. And if you grew up in a large family, you would know from a very early age, your parents starts noticing things that you're good at. So my mother always thought I would become the politician someday. So because she saw in me this braveness to stand up for the underdog, that was her thing, right? But as I grew older, I realized I was way too ignorant to be a politician. In other words, I wanted to fight people. I didn't want to debate and discuss and come to a conclusion. I just wanted to say, meet me outside and let's do it, right? Anyway, but that yearning to guide, to lead, never left me. So I really do believe I was born with that. So as I grew older now, and now I'm a lot older, I have come to understand life in a different tone and texture. Just as an example, my mom was abused in her first marriage, and I became abused in my one long-term relationship. But the way my mother translated abuse to me, it felt like if I wasn't bleeding, then I wasn't being abused. So I was never able to connect what the other forms of abuse looks like until I experienced it myself. And then I started to learn the different languages of abuse. So after I got past that, I realized in talking to other women that, wait a minute, they're making the same mistakes as I did. They don't see it. As long as we're not physically abused, we feel like, okay, we can deal with it. It's not that bad. And we come up with all this excuse as to why we stay stranded in situations that we don't enjoy. So once I got that, I decided to craft a message to women to teach them how to recognize the different flavors and textures of abuse. So that is my goal going forward. So when Simon said that he was going to bring a program like this, I just saw this as a golden opportunity to craft my message, to hone in, and to be able to deliver, not just feel it from the heart, but to be able to speak it and change other people's lives as a result. So that's why I'm here. And just to end this, I just wanted you guys to know that last week was my first year at Groove Asia, my first year. And when I thought of it, I said to myself, let's minus what I learned for the year of being in this community. And I realized that I have grown tremendously as a result of being planted here. And I want to say I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to become planted and to grow into what my mother saw that I would become someday, somebody that would change other people's lives. Thank you.
Thank you very much, June. Let's give a round of applause to June once again, right? And thank you for embracing us and our community here in the Groove Asia and iSummit, right? And with the growth that you've seen so far, right? Imagine this is just the beginning. right? It's only year one, and what's more to come, right? And one of the things that you shared, June, that is so powerful is in terms of the word connect, right? In our world today, there is so much disconnect, right? We are unable to see and understand, oh, what is abuse, right? Or what is success, what is this or that, right? Because there is just so much noise in the market right now, in our virtual world. Everybody has an opinion, but what is the truth, right? And I believe within every single one of us, we have our own experiences where we have uncovered not our perception of the truth, right? But it's the truth, right? What is the truth? The root of the matter. And what you find is that as you go through life, as you go through your experiences, as you uncover these gems of truth, and you're able to craft it and share it in a compelling manner, that's the resonance that people will feel, and people will be drawn into you. The right community, the right people will be drawn into you, right? The goal is not to be able to impress people all around the world. Okay? The goal is to be able to connect with the people who are ready to hear your message. Hey, I want you to write this down, okay? To be able to connect with people who are ready to hear your message. Because the fact is, not everybody is ready. And in fact, not everybody is open, to what you have to share. And it's okay. What I like to say is that, bless them, pray for them, right, on their own journey, and I wish them all the best. But whenever they are ready, if they are ever ready, I'm open over here to receive them, right, to be able to guide them. And I believe within our community, we are amazing people and souls that have that integrity, have the right intention to guide people, right, towards where they can be, right, without any hidden agendas behind it. So this is why we are very, very careful in terms of who we bring into our community, who we embrace into our protege program. For example, who we really want to work closely with intimately, right? To be able to reveal what happens behind the scenes, right? Because, what goes on behind the scenes, right? It's not all rainbows and sunshine, right? There's a lot of ups and downs. There's a lot of struggles together, right? And my question is, right, if we have the choice of going through the struggles together, with the right people, why not make that choice rather than just opening the floodgates and bringing every single person in? Because what you will realize is that if you open that floodgates and you have no filter, okay, you will attract and bring in the wrong people into your lives, into your community, and they will only slow you down. And when they slow you down, it becomes a disservice to the people whom you could have touched, whom you could have changed their lives in. Okay. So don't think that, oh, I need to get as many people as possible. Okay. Think of, okay, how can I reach as many people who are ready, to embrace my message? And that's the mentality we should all be embracing moving forward. So thank you very much, June, and we are glad and to be grateful to be on this journey together with you. Okay.
Thank you.
Up next, we have Tyra Hoyt.
Greetings. My name is Tyra Hoyt, and I am a co host of the Groove Asia Power Hour Plus. I am also a protege, and I'm here to learn so that I can help others live a life of ease, which is what I'm seeking. I have been retired from my 9 to 5 as a government law enforcement officer for almost 20 years. Coming up in 2028, I will be retired. from a 9 to 5 for over 20 years. And I am going to stand up because, like Nick, I was trained as a Toastmaster. And a Toastmaster never sits and talks. A Toastmaster stands and say what they have to say. I made a few notes over here because I was just listening, and so I wouldn't forget things. I'm also here to honor my parents because they made it possible for me to do what I'm doing. When they passed away, they left me funds to enable me to do some of the things that I wanted to do. So I saw the Groove platform as a way to do it. I also saw that I could grow as a self educator, as a person that believes in self improvement. And I consider myself a star. A star stands for skills through alternative routes. I went to university or college, and when the professor told me, I'll teach you what I want to teach you, when I asked him, I said, well, that's not in the book or the stuff that you gave us. Well, I want you to learn what I want you to learn. I said, okay. I never went back to college again. I started looking for self improvement in the on the where I was because my position at the government allowed me to take advantage of a lot of free education. And when I think about listen to June, I think about the traumatic things that I've been through. I've had a gun point blank pointed to my face to be robbed. So I've overcome some things. But because I am who I am, a very strong woman, because nobody else's thoughts trump my thoughts. Whatever you think about me cannot overcome my mindset about me. So I'm here to help others create a life of ease, like I want to create a life of ease, while doing as little as possible. And guess what? The Groove platform and all the different integrades that they give us gives me that opportunity. So thank you, Chin Yu. And I'm going to sit down because I'm getting ready to start crying because I'm thinking about my parents. So
Thank
thank
you.
you for that opportunity.
Thank you very much, Tyra. Let's give Tyra a round of applause. And thank you for sharing such a beautiful message of honoring your parents, right? And continuing their legacy through you. Right? And this is something where we may not realize when we embrace this path of speaking or virtual speaking is that it really gives us the opportunity to give voice to those who do not have a voice, right? Or who do not dare to share their message, right? Or in Tyra's case, is to honor, right, her parents or those who have come before us. Right? And this is something that I only noticed in later years of my journey in speaking since 2012 is that I tend to be one of the few people in eulogies, right? To speak and give the last respects, right? And it's such a powerful thing to be able to do, to be able to pay your last respects, to express it, to voice it out, where you see the people who are there, who also think the same things, who also feel the same things about the one who has just passed on, right? But they never got themselves to express it verbally. But when you are able to express yourself verbally, you see the people nodding their heads, and then it's like they feel a sense of relief, right? It's like, oh yes, I wanted to share that message, and I'm glad that message is shared, we know how great this person has been, and I'm glad that this person's legacy is able to be shared on the stage with everyone, right? And it becomes healing for people, right? It helps people go through their grief and their process as well. So with the skills that you are picking up, right, in the next 2 days, and the path that you have embraced, I dare to say that you become a healer in one form or another, just by sharing your stories and your message, right? And as long as you come from that genuine space and heart, and you always seek to share the truth, right, you will transform people's lives, right? Yes, we won't be perfect. We won't know right exactly what is, right? But we share amidst our fog of ignorance in a sincere manner of what we know, and that's all that matters, right? And be forgiving to ourselves, right? If we make mistakes, and we will make mistakes, because as we are continuously growing and venturing into new edges, there are new unknowns, right? So we will make mistakes, and it's okay. But the great thing is that we have a community, we have a family over here to guide each other, to support each other as we venture forth, towards the summit together, and conquering one summit after the other together, right? And finally, we have Karen to share.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you. I am Karen Allen. I'm here from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm born and raised. I've been to a couple other places, but mostly here in Atlanta. And I'm also the Chief Program Officer here at Groove Asia, so that's really exciting. And my story begins like, I have used to be very quiet, as what my mom, well, I couldn't say she said that, because she had told me one time, I guess I used to talk a lot, because she had told me one time, Carrie, you need to really think before you open your mouth. I'm like, okay. And then a zoop, no more saying nothing else ever again, until I start doing things that I'm really interested or excited about. And then you can't get me quiet. You can, I start talking, and even start tearing up. Didn't know that was something that I did when I got really excited, that I started tearing up. I think that's kind of controlled a little bit right now. But I used to do a lot of traveling. I kind of see myself in each one of you that have gone before me. I too used to be a flight attendant. I flew for a couple of times, so that kind of got me in the bug of, I want to go and see the world and see different people and different, experience different things. And this was before I had started my family. But when I did start my family, my first daughter is autistic. Of course, we didn't get that diagnosis till she was in her double digits. And since I wanted 4 kids, I had 2 more. So when I realized all of that it was quite challenging, trying to get everything that she needed and raise 2 others, and trying to work a 9 to 5, that was just not going to happen. So that's when I started trying to look for something online. Well, no, I was trying to do something entrepreneurial. So the whole Melaleuca, Mary Kay, all those MLM kind of things that I was trying to do just wasn't happening. It's like, I'm tired of keeping inventory. I don't want to knock on anybody's doors. I don't want to sell insurance. And I don't want to do any of that anymore. So that's when it's like, I'm doing affiliate marketing. I could just post some things on the internet. Little did I know that it was so much other stuff that comes into doing affiliate marketing. I had even gone into, I was like, got to build a web page. Let me learn HTML, start doing front-end web development, or at least trying to do a self-taught front-end web, learning the HTML and CSS and all that good stuff. And I'm just like, kind of like those falling asleep in front of the computer trying to learn this stuff. And I'm like, this is so much. And I had knew of Mike Hussein from way back in 2007, when he was doing pay.com or something similar to that. I follows him, and I was kind of following him, but his programs were always way too much for me at the time. So when Groove came around, and I was just so happened from my school funds, I'm sorry, don't tell anybody, but use those to pay for the Groove platform in order to get on this, because like it has everything I need. I could have my website, my emails, and stuff I didn't even know I needed as an affiliate marketer in doing this. And at the time, I was in looking at SEO and how to do that, and Simon had popped up in the fast marketing thing that they were starting with Groove. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna follow Simon. And then Simon had started the Groove Asia community. So I'm like, wonderful, this will work. And that's how I got into Groove Asia. But I've always been kind of the motivator, the encourager. I'm not going to tell someone that you can't do it, because who am I? I'm just the next person. If you say you want to do something, then you go head on it. And I will try and encourage you to do just that. I'm not going to say, oh, you're doing too much. I don't see that in your future. That is not me, because, I know who my power comes from. And he can work mighty things with very little. So that's what I consider myself as. And I know there's a lot of people in my community having a daughter who's autistic, and I've met a lot of people in that community, and I see a lot of folks who, and I've known for quite some time, who've had autistic kids who had things that they wanted to do when they got older. They're like, I want to travel, I want to do this. I have a friend want to do a whole food truck, veggie burger kind of thing. But her kid has epilepsy, nonverbal, that kind of thing. So she's trying to figure out how she's going to do that. So I want to just bring other ways where people can make, that community can make some more extra money, or some to supplement their income. First of all, to get all the special, oh my gosh, there's so many special things that people who have disabilities and people who are autistic that need, that insurance doesn't pay for. And if you're doing government funds, they don't pay for it. Alternative medicines and special foods, and gourmet stuff, because you can't eat the stuff in the regular grocery store that you need for your loved one to survive and to thrive, because that's what we're looking for, to thrive. And you just don't have, a lot of times people just don't have the extra monies to do so. So it's really to help that. The reason why I'm here is to help those that community, to get them something going so they can have that extra money to do the things that they think is best for their child or their loved one who are in those kind of situations. As far as virtual speaking, like I said, I don't want to do a 9 to 5. I don't want to have inventory. So speaking is the best thing to do. And being online and having a global impact would be absolutely wonderful. Like Simon said, if you can do a couple of thousands of dollars for just, a few, an hour, 30 minutes, an hour, 60 minutes, 90 minutes, that's great. It's better than punching a clock. And I can do that anywhere, which I plan to, get the RV and hit the high road. So if I can do it in the back of my RV, great. If I can do it, at a coffee shop, great. If I can do it out in the middle of the wilderness, sitting on top of a mountain doing meditation, great. As long as I have my Wi-Fi, my laptop, or my phone, fine. That's what I'm looking for to do, to be and to hone in my skills so I can resonate with people, so I can get my thoughts organized so it doesn't seem like I'm rambling like it seems like I'm doing right now, and getting that out and being more focused, driven, and to help those that community and anyone else, because everyone needs a little encouragement these days, and there's so much anxiety going on, and people are second guessing themselves, and it's just a whole lot. But that's my main avatar focus. But I'm sure it's going to resonate. I do believe it's going to resonate with a whole lot more. All right, and back to you, Ching.
All right, thank you very much, Karen. Let's give Karen a round of applause. It's beautiful what you're doing, Karen, and the change that you want to do with your community, the community that you want to serve, right? And this is one of the things that we have to be wary moving forward, is that moving forward, as we enter into the world of AI, it's going to be very competitive, right? In business and entrepreneurship, it's going to be very, very competitive. And what the trends that you will see is that we will become more and more community focused. People want that proximity. People want to feel that energy from you, right? People want to be able to relate to you. People want to have someone who actually understands them, right? And every single one of us, we have a very specific community that we resonate with, right? That only you are able to communicate in that way and connect with them on the deepest level. So, with what we're going to share with you in the next 2 days is to have that framework, that ability to connect with one another, to connect with the community that you are meant to serve, right? With a framework that you can follow step by step to unlock your voice, to share your stories, and to reach to a wider and wider audience who are ready to embrace the message that you have to share. All right. And, let's give a round of applause to all of our participants, who have just shared with us. How many of you, just through that sharing have learned something, right? Put in learn into the chat or in the comments if you have learned something just from that sharing from every single one of us right here, right? I'm seeing all of the learns coming in. Peter says, learn so much, learn, right? So, these are the sort of learnings and sharings you will be able to unlock in your own trainings, in your programs in the future, right? Through the steps that you will learn in the next 2 days. And then, of course, for those of you who are watching this on the replay, on the live stream, or even on demand, if you want to join us in our training, this live especially, do reach out to me at on Facebook. My name is Ching Tan. The link is right over here. Feel free to connect with me. My DMs are open, and just say, I'm interested in becoming a speaker, or in joining future retreats. Get in touch with me, and then I'll share with you the next steps on how you can join our wonderful community that we have over here, right? So we've shared a lot, and it's just been roughly 1.5 hours over here, right? And then I'm glad to be able to be fortunate enough, right, to be on this path and journey of speaking, and to have come across Simon, right, to connect with Simon Leong, right, because he's an OG in the industry, right, in internet marketing since 1997, speaking on various stages all around the world, both offline and online. He's definitely mastered his craft, and he continuously improves upon his craft, right? If you see how Simon works behind the scenes, right? It's not just what he does during the events, but it's what he does before and after the events. It's constantly looking at areas to improve upon, right? It's like, oh, what can be better? What can be better? How can we make things better, right? And it's not for himself, but it's for the community. It's for the people that he serves. And Simon is really a person with a great heart. He's also great dad. A loving father and a husband as well to his family. And we are so fortunate, right, to be able to be working so closely together with Simon, and with his insider secrets that he's about to share together with myself and JJ. You all are in for an absolute treat. So, without further ado, let's give a round of applause to Simon back once again.
Thank you very much, Ching Yu. Let's give Ching Yu a huge round of applause. Give yourselves a huge round of applause. And in the next few seconds, we are going to actually close off the live stream. So if you haven't had the chance to already, make sure that you do reach out to Ching Yu. Otherwise, our time with us right here is coming to an end. Okay.